This is Adrian from Namibia Homesteading. Homesteading is a journey. We are learning new things every day. Every season we make mistakes and we address them in the next season. But that kind of homesteading is really expensive. What it means is we end up using a lot of money for doing something which, if we could have learned from someone else, would have done much better. That's why we ask you to buy our Namibia Homesteading toolkit so that you don't repeat the same mistakes which we have done. We have made mistakes and we have learned from the mistakes. In our toolkit, we tell you the right way of doing most of this homesteading stuff. Get the toolkit. It's only $120 Namibian if you're in Namibia, and very soon we'll make it available to those who are outside Namibia. Our toolkit is meant for you, it's meant for your workers, so that you simplify stuff for them, and then it makes it easy for them to understand. One of the challenges is you encounter at the homestead is that sometimes you end up with a very high staff tenure, and it makes it difficult for you to orient new staff every time they come on board. But with the toolkit, it makes it easy. It's a step-by-step pictorial document which takes you through the homesteading and the basics needed for homesteading on a day-to-day basis. Of late, we have been working on a solar dryer. This is a DIY project. We have had some serious post-harvest losses in the last few seasons, and we knew that we needed a way of processing some of the stuff we produce at the homestead. That's why we had to build this DIY solar dryer. It's almost complete, but not yet done. So the system really works by the sun. We don't use any heat source here. And then it also works with airflow. Air goes through these vents here, and then it should be able to come out through an extractor fan which you are going to put up here. So the solar dryer is almost done, and it's made up of corrugated polycarbonated sheets. I think that's what they are called. And because of their shape, you realize that there are still some gaps on the side. And then that's where these guys come in. Very soon we'll be installing these closures so that we can close off the gaps here. And where necessary, we can hold them with glue, because there are some places where we have rivets to hold it. Yeah, we have some gaps and we're going to close them so that there is no escape of warm air through the sides of this solar dryer. We're going to do that on the floor and on the roof as well. Very soon I will be coming to close these things off. Once these are closed, what it means is that this place will get hot during the day. Water will evaporate from the trays which we are going to put on these shelves where the food will be, and it will escape through the vents which we are going to put there in an extractor fan. So I'm looking forward to see how this solar dryer works. So some of the harvest we had from our field, we took it to a nearby friend from a nearby farm, and they managed to thrash it. It's corn, and it's what else? I think some of them are bean stalks and corn, and they're all been shredded into this powder. This is what the sheep have been eating today, and they've been drinking water from here. That's homesteading. That's how we homestead, and that's how we save money. This place can be hot sometimes. We have put a huge shade net here. So this is where we will be putting some of our valuable crops this season. And a second shade net there. This, we had it for a very long time. It was around our orchard. We removed it a few years ago when the orchard started growing. And then we always had our shade net, our kitchen garden over there. With this, we hope we will have less trouble with pests and also water loss from heat. In the meantime, there's a little bit of garlic in there. There's a bit of peas, but we're already preparing for the tomato season. Tomatoes, green pepper, they will be coming in here. And any excess of whatever we're going to be producing from here, is going to go into our solar dryer, which I showed you, and that's how we plan to do it this season. I love this shade net. It's huge. It's huge. I can't remember how many square meters. Plus this, plus that. Definitely, if we can't produce enough food here, it means we are very bad farmers. The infrastructure is there, the water is there, the soil is there, the manure is coming up. So what else do we need? Closing the register, but you are on camera. So this is our biggest shade netting here. This is garlic. It doesn't need a shade net. So very soon we'll be harvesting this. Very soon around October. But in the meantime, we can plant tomatoes between garlic here. And then we just trellis them. Once the seedlings are available and ready, we'll just plant the tomatoes between the garlic rows. When garlic is done, we just harvest it. The problem is, tomatoes will be needing a lot of water. And the garlic won't be needing water because we have to harvest it eventually. We have to go for some few weeks without watering it.
So you can't?
We will see how it goes. Now we are left with putting a mesh here, a mesh for the inlet. And then we close off the corners. We have some corrugated closures for that. And then what else? We have to put an extractor fan on top of the door. Once we do that, we know that our solar dryer is done. Right now, I logged it, but the past few days, we have been putting a floor. You can see we have put the floor here. So this is the place where you have to put some vents to allow air to go in, but keep insects out. Here, these openings, we have some closures which we are going to put here. And I'm just going to add a little bit of glue so that they stick. And I'll show you as we do that. So in the next few days, the job is installing an extractor fan. Once the extractor fan is in, up here, this thing should be up and running. The extractor fan is not a passive one. To use power, we have a power cable here. So actually those are live wires. We're just going to dig them down here so that they go in. The builders will put the floor. I think they left a space for the wires to go in. And inside, they come out here. And then we'll wire it nicely and run those extractor fans. And I'm sure this will reduce our post-harvest loss. Of course, this place is still messy. We need to do some bit of landscaping around here so that the place is a bit pleasing. And as you can see, we all have shelves on one side only, this side. So that side is ready. There are shelves for us to be able to put the trays with the harvest, which will be drying. And we still are a long way. We don't have the shelves ready. And we also don't have the shelves on the other side. So yeah, this is our DIY solar dryer, and it will be up and running soon. And definitely we are going to reduce our post-harvest loss. Right now we're in winter, going towards spring. So there's a bit of shade which comes to it from this tree. But come spring, this thing will be exposed to the sun the whole day. And I'm sure it's going to be hot in there. We will also put a thermometer and we'll just give you guys an update on the progress. Once it starts working and you really want to make your own, I think we will be able to help you with the quantification of the material and the budget which you need, the size and everything. Right now, I have an estimate in my head of how much we have spent, but we'll give you the breakdown once we have proven the concept and that this DIY project actually works. Stay tuned and thank you.